Welcome back, everybody. I'm Alan Taylor. This is the Pioneering Performance Stage at SEMA. We're inside the Shell Pavilion. Over the last couple of years, I've been doing this with Shell. There's been a kind of a wild man up on stage with me a couple times named Larry Koester. He doesn't have any legs, and he tells this story that last year when he told it, half the audience was crying, including me, because his story was so heartfelt and so amazing. But the amazing part about it is he tells a story about this little 3-year-old daughter he had that helped him to realize the value of life and what his life was all about. And that little girl sitting right here next to me, Ashley Corzine, she's Larry Koester's daughter. Ashley, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Alan, for having me here.
And you are a chip off the old block. And I see your old man sitting right over there who, I love that guy so much, I don't even know what to do. I've been thinking about him for a whole year. But because of the story that he told and the way he tells that story and those big giant bear claw hands he has and the fact that he still races, he is the least disabled guy that I've ever met in my life because his spirit is so big, he's still 6'4". And I love his character, and I'm glad to meet you for that. And I can see inside of you the same twinkle that he has in his eye. So let's talk about you and the fact that you happen to be also a racer, closing in on 3,000 horsepower in your machine. What kind of a machine do you drive?
Well, Alan, I drive the Shell Rotella second degree. We are involved in the motorsport tractor pulling. The best way I can describe it if you've never been to a tractor pull is picture a top alcohol funny car on dirt.
And only 10 feet long or something.
It's 17 feet long.
Okay, your dad's the one that's short.
Yeah, he's got the crazy little tractor.
He's got that little crazy tractor.
So my truck body, we're in the process of, we're going to have, it'll be a 2017 Chevy Colorado.
Wow.
The only thing Chevy about it is that it was modeled after a big block Chevy.
Right. Who builds your motors, by the way?
My brother works for Bob Miner Racing.
Wow. It's all in the family,
Yes,
isn't it?
Exactly. And his shop is right at my dad's house. Craig, my husband, does all of the maintenance during the season work as far as like changing bearings. He sets the truck up for me. I have a little bit of input. I'll tell him how it, I've been around the sport of truck and tractor pulling since I was born, more than 30 years. I won't give away my exact age. But during that time, I spent a lot of time helping crew for my dad, driving a little bit in his mini modified. Met my husband at a tractor pull, and then we got married, decided it was time to do our own thing, and we built the 2-wheel drive truck. So it is an absolute ball.
Now, let me for a moment take you back to when you were 3 years old. You probably didn't realize you were a little angel at that moment, affecting a big giant man who's sitting over there all by himself right now. He's just starting to tear up. But the great thing is that, do you remember any of that?
I really don't remember the story. And so what makes it even more special to me is to know that in the innocence of being a daughter to a guy that's pretty amazing, all I was doing was telling him what I knew.
The fact that you were being used almost like the hand of God to help affect him, and that also has that ripple effect out into the world to affect me and my family. This guy has affected us in a way with so much love that just comes out of him for you, but for you and your brother and the family and the friends and the people in the racing industry and the people in the farming world, and right on out into Shell, which they work with him with Rotella. But go ahead, you tell it.
I'll be glad to tell that story, Alan. So when I was 3 years old, my dad was involved in a farm tractor accident. He's the guy sitting right here in the wheelchair. He turned it over in their driveway. It caught fire. A lot of bad things happened, but in the end, he lost his legs, both right at the knee. He was in the hospital for 4 months. He was given like a 17% chance of living.
Wow.
If I would have remembered, I guarantee you I would have known he'd been fine, because that head is harder than concrete. So after 4 months go by, and Dad was a big man. He was like 6'3", real big, tall guy. And he came home weak and a heck of a lot shorter. We joke about it nowadays, but I can't imagine the thought process that was going through his mind at that time. And, what am I going to do? How am I going to be the man for my family? And one day, finally, my brother was a baby. I was 3. And my mom finally said, and she did, amazing things, stuck by his side through the whole deal. And she finally said to him, I'm leaving you home. I'm going to the grocery store. Ashley's 3. She can take care of herself. Just be here. I'm sure she was gone about 14 seconds, and I fell off of something in my bedroom and was crying. And so he couldn't get back to me, but he scooted there anyway, found a way. And he says he was crying by the time he got there. Big sissy.
So last year, big sissy. Last year he told me he had tubes and stuff.
Yes.
You know, he was still kind of in a bad way, and he just
in a burn
unhooked
suit.
him out.
Yep, in a burn suit. And when he finally got back to me, I saw he was crying, and I was like, Daddy, it's okay. I still love you even without your legs. And he swears that that was the turning point. It's hard for me to take that upon my shoulders, that I was the person. But
you were the conduit, though.
I couldn't be more proud of the person that he is because of that. The person that he's become because of his, it's not a handicap by any means, but his change in life. There's no words to describe how proud I am to be his daughter. He's shown our family a lot of things about life in general, but you know, brought me to the sport of truck and tractor pulling. I met my husband. My kids love it. My whole family is involved. It's amazing. Something tragic turned into like the most amazing thing in the world, really.
That's how God works.
He has to get around a little differently than he used to. And I know that it's never easy, but he doesn't make it look like a problem. And because of that, all of us kind of take for granted, you know, once in a while, we're like, you know,
come
we're
on,
fine.
get up
Come
here.
on, let's go. Made me who I am today. So thanks, Dad.
That's exactly right. That's right. He points up to the sky. And then you know what? That will trickle down to your children, to your brother's children, to your husband and his family, into my family, and to my grandchildren.
That's right.
That's why it's so important. And to whom much is given or much is taken away, much is expected also.
Yep.
And the fact that he had the courage to not whine and moan and piss and groan, as they say, and he manned up, that has the ripple effect that has gone out into this world and paid back far more than he ever expected. All he wanted to do was to be your daddy and your brother's daddy, but he's ended up being a friend to many and a friend to this hobby. And I see on your shirt, Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yes.
And so it lives inside of you, too.
It sure does. And God bless Shell for seeing the potential in him, because he could tell his story to everyone he came across, but they've put us out in front of a much bigger audience. And they're truly passionate about it. They love, you know, they love our partnership, and we surely love our partnership with them. It's been amazing to be able to take something, again, something horrible, and put it in front of a lot of people, because Shell's given us that avenue. You know, it's turned into something amazing. So.
Well, I hate to say it, Larry, but I'm thankful that you had your accident, because for so many reasons. And I'm just glad to have you as a friend, and now to have you as a friend, Ashley.
Absolutely, Alan.
So thank you for everything you do. And I'm gonna watch you on TV and go, I know her. I know that family.
Right. Well, I finally got my first win this past season.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
right?
Thank you. It was a 349-foot pass in 12 seconds. It was the best ride you could possibly imagine. Front end picked up perfect. I couldn't have been more excited. Kind of had that sophomore season. It wasn't a bad year by any means, but I'm Larry Koester's daughter, and I'm married to Craig Corzine, and we don't take second place very well. Winning is, I have a problem with not winning.
As you should. Yes. You mean that farmer over there that farms 4,000 acres?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yes.
Craig, thank you for everything you do, too. I love this family, and I think you guys hopefully we'll all say a little prayer for your victory. There you go. How's that? Ashley Corzine, Corzine Motorsports, daughter of my friend Larry Koester.